Hey, I'm Markus, and this is my story. My first impression of freestyle was when I was 6 or 7 years old, and Emil Gyllenlahti visited my school and did a show. I was a bit too young to really understand and be inspired back then, but I can still remember a few parts of the show. As a kid, I was playing football a bit back and forwards, but I didn't really enjoy playing in my team, and hence I spent most of the time just playing football by myself outside of the house or with friends, my brother, my dad. And at the same time I was seeing a lot of videos from Sian Garnier, the Skill Twins and the Melody, I think. And I was really impressed, but I could not understand what was going on. In 2017 I watched a video of Easy Man on YouTube doing some pana and some ground moves, and this was the first time I was really inspired. Later that year I discovered Pana House Invitationals, which was what got me into starting pana and street football for real. When I realized that this was actually a real thing, a real sport, and not just skillful footballers doing tricks, then I quit playing normal football with a team because I just wanted to have the ball by myself. So I practiced every day outside of my house for maybe 5 to 10 hours every day. I was really crazy, but I started to improve. In 2018, I finally started to see some Swedish pana players. I had a training session with Emil, and I also met Skill Twins when they visited my city. And after about 9 months of pana, I was invited to compete in Pana House Invitationals by my biggest inspiration, Licht. So Pana House Invitationals is the World Championships in pana, for those of you who don't know, and I was playing in the youth tournament. And I lost all of my games, completely destroyed, but it was the biggest motivational boost of my life, and I went home and just kept training harder than ever. It was really inspiring. Another important thing that happened this weekend at Pana House was that I met Philip, PWG, and a few months later there were the Swedish Freestyle Championships, and I got in touch with Philip about it, and he invited me to go there with free accommodation if I did a pana show. So I said yes. And this is how I was introduced to the whole Swedish freestyle community, and most importantly Robin. Most of you probably know Robin, but he's a freestyler from the same city as me, and therefore we started training together, even though I couldn't do freestyle and he didn't know anything about pana. But we started training together, mixing the sessions with freestyle and pana and ground moves, and therefore we started learning each other's sports as well. In the spring of 2019 is where I started to get more into freestyle, as me and Robin trained more and more. And then we decided to start Freeskillers, which was meant to be a clothing brand. But we didn't know anything about how to do this. We didn't do any research, and it failed real quick. However, it brought us closer and we started training more. As I was improving in freestyle, I started going to a few meetings as well in Gothenburg and also in Örebro. So really getting to know the Swedish freestyle community. Pana was still my main focus, and I went to Pana House Invitationals again, to the Youth World Champs, where I ended up top 8 this time. So a big upgrade from the year before. In the beginning of 2020, me and Robin did a show for the Swedish TV program Smartare än en femteklassare, which is till this day I think maybe the biggest show we have done. And at the same time we also launched our TikTok account Freeskillers, which started growing quite rapidly. And we made a lot of freestyle and pana content mixed with comedy and just real stupidness, really. But some people like the videos, I don't know why. 2020 and 2021 was all about training, but I started to improve and develop my own style. And then I decided to make a YouTube video, Work in Progress, which was something I dreamt about for a long time, since watching videos of Panna and freestyle was what really was inspiring to me, and still is to this day. In 2022, I graduated from school, and the day after, I applied to start our own company. Freeskillers became real. We started doing more and more shows, but I also had a lot more time for freestyle. So I made another YouTube video, Pleasures. And this is where I realized that this is what I really want to do in freestyle. Of course, already then I was trying to explore a lot, creating new tricks. But what I really am burning for is creating videos which captures the realness and authenticity in our culture and sport. And also myself, because in making videos with freestyle and street football is one of the best way, if not the best way, of how I can express myself, which is important to do. And after making this video, I started planning for another project, which I'm still working on, but will hopefully be out later this year. Another important thing that happened this year was that me and PWG went to the Swedish Football Association to talk about freestyle and street football, and we applied for up to 1 million Swedish kronor to develop our sport in Sweden. Unfortunately, they decided to give the money to beach football instead, and this was the last year we could apply for this. But it got me thinking a bit more about what I could do for our community and culture in Sweden. In 2023, I realized that I would be able to make a living out of freestyle and street football, which had been like the goal for me for so many years. I couldn't do it yet, but I realized that I would be able to do it. We did a lot of shows and were working together for freestyle as well. And I also started to travel more this year, and a desire to see the world was forming in me. I was growing a lot as a person and discovered a lot of things about myself and the world. This autumn I had an experience after a weekend with Oscar Ranik that really changed my perception of freestyle and myself and the world forever. I started to realizing that I was very trapped in thoughts and systems and patterns of freestyle, which was preventing me from really growing and creating more stuff. I had put up a lot of limitations of what freestyle was. That like you had to do this before you could do this, and you have to follow a certain way of steps to create a trick or something like this. But I realized that none of this was true, and freestyle is just freestyle really. So I stopped thinking so much about it, because otherwise I was only thinking about how to do this, how to do that, and instead I just started doing more. So I remember after this day I was going out the next day and I did maybe like 10-20 new tricks I never did before, just by letting go of all my thoughts of what freestyle was supposed to be and of what my style was supposed to be. Because I was very strict here back then, that I did these kinds of moves and that was my style, that was me, and these other things wasn't me. But realizing that that's not true, and that who I was doesn't mean that it is who I have to be, then it became easy. There were no restrictions anymore. I was really free in the freestyle. So I think I started doing freestyle just more only for me and not for other people. I stopped limiting myself and just doing whatever I wanted. And I became more open to new ideas, I think, and to other people's ideas as well. The key is to just let go of everything and just be present in a state of flow. And I think the flow state is where you create. This is where you get all your ideas. And you can just tap into this flow just like that, by letting go. And that's the best with freestyle, when you are really free freestyling. 2024 was very alike 2023, but more busy. We were doing more shows and just having many different projects to work on. However, we also did one very important thing for the community and scene in Sweden. We started an organization called Freeskiller BK. which is like a football club, but a freestyle and street football club. And the plan was to rent this place, to start organizing weekly trainings, to host competitions, and build the future for the Swedish community in street football and freestyle. And also we just build a community, because we have no people here. And I worked really hard on this, like every day for 3-4 months. And we were really making this happen. It was gonna be like the biggest street football center in Europe, almost at least. And then the same week as we were gonna start, everything fell apart. Someone came to check this place and they said there were no footballs allowed. Everything was gone, just like that. So we had to make a decision if to just give this up or to compromise and do the best out of the situation. So we did. And that winter we started organizing more free and open trainings for anyone who wanted to train with us. And yeah, it's going slowly, but I think we can surely see that Sweden is beginning to get more freestylers and street football players. I hope that in 5 years it will be crazy here. And now it's 2025, doing a lot of stuff with the company. We're doing more shows than ever before, have more work than ever before, and also trying to travel more than ever before. But still training a lot, every day when I can, but I'm dealing with a lot of injuries the past 2 years, unfortunately, which is preventing me a lot from training. But I love freestyle and street football and pana and just football in general more than ever before. It's my passion and my life, and I feel like I really live by this. All you need is a ball and freestyle life vibes. I'm living my dream. Everything is working out the way it's supposed to be. We are really trying to grow the scene here in Sweden. We have been working with 2 schools in our city, doing free workshops every week for them. And we're also starting a cooperation between the Swedish Football Association and Adidas this summer to organize workshops and maybe host some competitions as well. And to just tell you a little bit about the future, we are launching our own freestyle football very soon, and are also working on a pana ball. And I'm also planning to host maybe some freestyle and street football events or competitions soon as well. At least I hope, if I'm not too busy. We have a lot more stuff coming. Of course, the project I was mentioning before, and a lot of more projects is going on as well. So I'm really excited about the future. Okay, so I think this is my story. There is a lot of more things that happened which shaped me and my freestyle, of course. But I think this was the most important to mention. So thanks a lot to Freestyle History Legacy for inviting me and challenging to do this. But I'm really happy I did, and I hope some of you enjoyed my story. Thank you for letting me share this, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Oh yeah. I hope to see you guys soon, and let's build something great together in the freestyle and street football world. Because I think this is amazing, and we need to share this with the world. Okay, thank you.